Hello guys, and welcome to a very quick tutorial just going over the basics of using Mixcraft 5 to make a mashup. Now, as I said, this isn't really for pros, so I mean, if you want any advanced tips, then this probably isn't a tutorial for you. Yeah, so first off, this is the user interface for Mixcraft 5. The first thing you do when you start this up and you want to make a mashup, I seriously recommend you click on this thing here and press snap off. I can show you in a minute why. But yeah, okay. You need to decide on what sources you're going to use for the mashup. Now, acapellas and instrumentals, you can find it all over the place on the internet. Either communities will have them, like forums and stuff, they'll post up-to-date stuff, or you can Google it yourself. You can even make it yourself, but I'm not going to go into any of that. If you're having any trouble, just let me know and I can send you some places where you can get some good quality stuff. So once you have them, you need to, in order to make a mashup, they need to be, it helps if they're in a close beats per minute range. Like anything other than higher than like 20 beats per minute difference can sound ridiculous. I mean, sometimes it sounds good, but for basics here I would recommend that they're similar beats per minute. Key as well. Key is something which lots of beginners really don't recognize or understand, but it sounds absolutely awful when you get things that are out of key badly, so make sure you check out the key. So yeah, I use Virtual DJ to decide what I want to mash. I just go about testing random things till I get something that works reasonably well together. Now, first of all, if you do use this, then it'll be all over the place, like different keys and beats per minute. So I just organize it by key and beats per minute, so I can find stuff that works together. So for this example tutorial, I'm just going to use Chris Well's Too Much in Love, some remix, and Flowrider Right Round. Gee, losing my voice today. So first of all, I test it in this kind of software to see if it works first. So
I got places to go. People to see time is precious. I look at my Cartier out of control. Just like my mind where I'm going. Going the shorties know nothing but clothes. No stopping on my Pirelli's on. I like my jewelry that's always on. I know the storm is coming. My pockets keep telling me.
So there you go, that works. So we'll use these two, obviously. So I just find it and just drag it in. And to find the acapella track and drag it in. Okay. First of all, you need to double click on the instrumental track first, or either way around really, and here it'll say detected tempo and key. Now these are they're very, very rarely completely correct. Like for example, this track, according to Virtual DJ, which I trust more than Mixcraft, says it's 125 beats per minute, and it says it's in the key A minor. So here it says E, so change that to. Okay, this program doesn't actually have all of the keys, which I've always found annoying. It never has the minors, but just put it to A for now, because this one's also the same pitch, so it's fine. And then detected tempo is 125. So under 125 here. Now this thing here is the project settings. Now I really recommend to keep adjust to project tempo on. So in that case, you click on this thing, change the tempo to whatever tempo you want. But I recommend setting it to whatever the instrumental track is, just because it, in my opinion, sounds better. And also change the key to what you set your instrumental track is. What I recommend to do. And then the same for the acapella track. Here it's 125 AM. So 125, and it thinks it's A, so that's fine. They're both A, so adjust the product tempo. You can also adjust to project key. That's what you do if the keys weren't the same. Fortunately they are, so they should sound the same no matter what I do, which is fine. Yeah, so let's start with editing really. I'm going to have to move things about a little bit here, because as you can tell the acapella track's longer than the instrumental track. So let's just very basically start with this thing kept on. See there, you can never get it right. It's always in that little quarters, and it's just not precise enough. So I mean, you can even do, you can do so much different things. You can do a whole measure. It's really not designed for mashups. For mashups, you want to snap off, and then you can just move it about yourself, however much you want. Right, now I've cut it here just because it goes on for the intro for the acapella track goes on too long to match the intro of the instrumental track, and then you can tell because the chorus will come in too late. See, there you go. So what we need to do is cut a little bit off here. So I'll cut the second part of the intro, and I'll just show you me doing that now. Right, so what we'll do with this is to shove it in here, and in case I want to use it later, I'll put it on this third audio track and press mute. Now we just need to get these to fit together. That works reasonably well, so check it's still on the right tempo. There you go. And a good way to check if it's still on, still if it's on tempo, then you can check the kicks in the track. Usually they add up to a little kink in the acapella track, and you just kind of want to match them up. It's about right like this, really. So I just want to check this works. Yeah, that works reasonably well. Now, in this instrumental track, for some reason, has a build here, and then it goes back down, and then goes on to the chorus. So we'll just see how it sounds. I'm quite sure it's a long chorus for the instrumental track, the acapella track anyway. Yeah. So we might need to do some altering a bit again, but see how that sounds. Now, quite often, the way that the acapella track was mastered is that in some ways it's kind of different to the instrumental track, and just kind of hard to explain. But even though it's the right beats per minute match, sometimes you'll need to cut it, which I keep doing it by keyboard. Just Control T will cut it, or you can press split. Even that's what it's called, split. Which Control T does the job. And you might want to just move it about a bit. think that goes in a bit too early, so we'll just see where that is in the chorus over here. Yeah, it goes in too early, so we're gonna have to do something here. This is gonna be an odd cut because it doesn't. It continues the hey and then adds a little bit on, so it's gonna be quite a difficult one. But I'm gonna try something. I know it cuts it, but if I add any little extra, then you're gonna get the hey in it, and that's no good for what I'm about to show you. Hopefully this works. I'm just gonna chuck it down for a track further down. It's empty. I'm gonna keep these both solo, and I'm gonna add an effect. Now, obviously, there's a lot of stuff here. You might not have all these Sony ones. It really depends on what programs you got installed. Sony Acid Pro 7 came with all these and it installed them all on Mixcraft 5 for me. But we're going to choose a delay, and then there's different presets, so you can just mess about and find one that you like, but hopefully this will work, sound better. Don't know if that's the right kind of one we want, so we'll just try it. That sort of works, I suppose. We can try old tape, see what it sounds like. Yes, that reasonably works. See, now we're getting that little kind of barky noise there when we're doing that, so just gonna mess about with it really. See, now this doesn't sound that bad. As again, I just got it there to see if it'll help if I move it about a bit, just in case I want to move it about. I don't want to move this about because it's already right, if you know what I mean. So even if I want to slightly move this, like even the slightest bit, I don't want the earlier part of it to be moved. So I just cut it anyway. It does make sense just to cut sections. Like here you can see a few of them are a little cut there. It just means if you change a little bit, it doesn't change the whole thing and, you know, put everything out of tempo. think I'm going to do the same thing again as I did in the last one. But as soon as I've already done it, I'm going to just copy this one that I've done over here. Here we are. And hopefully this will cut in fine here. Where was I? I was over here. Hopefully this will cut in. Hopefully that'll work reasonably well. See, now that works reasonably well. Now obviously when we're actually doing this, cutting it about and doing it like the delay effect, sorry, on this thing, you don't actually have to do it that way. I mean, you could cut off the start of the chorus, or you could do loads of different things. It's all about creativity and doing what you prefer, what comes to mind for you, for what you want to do. Personally, you know, obviously what you're seeing here is the way that I do it, or the way that I'd just do this track. Given more time, I would probably mess around with more stuff and try other ways of doing it. But this is just the way that I'm doing it just now, obviously. So you don't have to do it exactly the same way as I do it, because every mashup producer has their own style, and this is the style that I work by. So let's get back to the mix. Gonna cut this off for the chorus. Come back in here. Ooh, it's going to be a strange way to finish. So I'm going to do yet again the delay effect, I think. Now you really want to do it before she starts breathing, because you can hear her go. And if you get that and you do the delay effect, then every time it delays, you know, every time it repeats itself after the delay, you'll get you'll hear her voice going, and it'll sound ridiculous. So again, I'm just gonna move it down to this delay track down here.
Hi, this is Joseph Clark.
There you go.
Hi, this.
Yeah, and because this is technically like a trial product that I've got here, demo of Mixcraft. Every time I finish, it'll go into his voice.
Hi, this.
Anyway, so that's kind of the basic of how to get a mashup done there. But also you might want to add a little build, like don't know, this is special sounds, which is just like sound effect kind of sound effects. And this is a build here, which you might want to use for a chorus. I'll just see how it sounds really going into chorus. You know, just mess about. Where is the chorus? Kicks in some over here. And because this has got a beat in it, I'm gonna have to match it up. There you go. See, that works fine. I'm just going to check that it doesn't go, you know, obviously too high on the levels here, because you don't want it, if you're going to play it in loudspeakers or in a club, you don't want that too much of a kick there, or it'll just trash your speakers and sound horrible. Doesn't seem too bad. Now also you're going to have to, I think I'm going to have to increase the level of the acapella track a little bit to make it louder. There you go, it's a matter of finishing adding these up. And also, if you don't want this thing to be up, you can just press that little thing there that minimizes it. So you might add it into this second beat here. Sounds a bit strange. But you can also change the pitch of these builds, which could actually make sense. It says there is E, this thing thinks it's A for some reason. Let's see what it sounds like if we change it like that. Sounds a bit better, I think. And obviously you don't want this to be too loud, or else, you know, so it really overpowers. So stick it to about 100%. Sorted! It's a done mix. Mix is done. Yay! So when you've done that, obviously you can just save it as a project, then mix down to MP3. I'd recommend MP3, but if you want, like, you know, amazing quality, you can save it as, render it as WAV even. But I mean, if all the tracks you've used are in MP3, then there's no much point saving it as WAV. I mean, there's arguments for and against for doing that, but just for beginners' sake, there isn't much benefit from saving it in WAV. WAV, keep saying WAV, and WAV will take up way more file space, way more space on your computer. So I'd really recommend MP3. So yeah, there you go. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions, just let me know.